Hi, I'm Professor Yongjin Kim at Sagang University. In this session, we will discuss how digital transformation affect our political systems centering on the democratic system. Democracy came from Greek word demos, kratos. Demos means people and kratos means rules. So the direct meaning of democracy is that people rule a country. In a modern society, it means a form of political system where the people have the sovereignty to choose their representatives through majority voting to set their constitution, which is the basic rule to govern the country. Cornerstones for a democracy include freedom of expression, freedom of assembly, freedom of religion, and freedom of movement. Democratic systems vary depending on the different political practices. That is, each democratic system may have a different way of building legislative function, government function, and judicial function based on its constitution. Recently, democratic countries have emphasized right to life and minority right in the form of inclusiveness and equity. Democratic system looks prevailing nowadays, isn't it? However, the liberal democracy we are enjoying all over the world last 30 years is quite exceptional in human history. And now we are at the digital age, which might bring in huge changes to our societal system. How is the democracy being affected by the digital transformation? Before we get to the point, how does the digital transformation influence democracy? I would like to quote some word from technology expert. I got this quote from the report written by Quaner, 2019. Tristan Harris, who were in charge of design ethics at Google, believes that billions of people are increasingly influenced in their decisions and views by a handful of companies, with far-reaching consequences for the democratic discourse. James Williams, who was Google product strategist, wonders whether democracy can survive the technological age at all. He speaks of an attention economy in which algorithms compete for users' time, placing sensational and emotionally appealing content over the rational and fact-based. James Williams' concern is well addressed by Chamath Palihapitiya, a former Facebook executive. He said that the short-term, dopamine-driven feedback loop that we have created are destroying how society works. These three technology experts are worried about the future of democracy, which might feature the manipulating power of small elites who monopolize data and knowledge and large number of users who seek instant gratification. We already understand that digital transformation may hurt democracy through algorithmic bias. However, digital transformation may have pros and cons for democracy, just like other technologies. Through direct connection and access to broader information, it can strengthen democratic control of citizens and accountability of government. It also can increase the possibility to exchange and coordinate citizens worldwide instantly, which enriches the societal discourse through new forms of multilateral communication. It also contributes to building a better society by allowing representatives and government to reach out to each other and exchange views and opinions and policy proposals. However, it may hurt the democratic system by weakening civil rights. It can strengthen repressive capability of government through providing various surveillance technologies. It pushes citizens to provide their private information to platform companies or government so that they can implement very targeted or personalized and unnoticed manipulation at the cost of losing privacy and sensitivity of citizens. Lots of intended misinformation may make citizens distrust media and disengage in finding truth, which damages the healthy societal discourse and thus amplify political division rather than political integration. Let's start our discussion about digital transformation democracy. From talking about e-government. E-government or electronic government is the government services including economy and jobs, education, welfare, and health, housing, environment, etc., provided to citizens and other people in a country or region, performed by using digital technologies. E-government services consist of several digital interactions between a citizen and their government. This is called C2G or G2C. Between government and other government agencies, what is called G2G. Between government and employees, which is called G2E. And between government and businesses, G2B or B2G. E-government services exist in different levels: central government, local government, and public corporations. E-government is believed to offer new opportunities for more direct and convenient citizen access to government and for governmental service provision to citizens. From the digital transformation perspective, e-government is not simply using digital technologies. It means that government are required to come up with better artifacts for their services, innovate service processes so that they have better relationship with citizens and businesses and other government. For this, they need to develop different organizational culture and grow individual competencies and mindsets. Most importantly, digital transformation is not a one-time project. It requires continuous innovation. From now on, I will discuss several digital technologies that may have the strongest impact on democracy. The first one is social network services and artificial intelligence. Social network services and artificial intelligence have good side of impact by connecting people, providing wide connection and broader communication channel, and facilitating personalized services. However, as we can witness recently, it serves the polarization of society. I would like to discuss the bad side of the technology more. In discussions of social network services and AI, we need to understand two terms: filter bubble and echo chamber effect. Filter bubble explains the phenomenon in that algorithms intentionally select information which a user is interested in so that the user always gets the information she wants to read. All other information is filtered out to increase the bias in user understanding. The echo chamber effect refers to the confirmation bias caused by self-selection bias. That is, a user selects information of interest to reinforce what she already knows, to have a very biased view on the world. These two mechanisms divide citizens into groups who believe specific biased information so that they cannot talk each other, don't understand each other. This could destroy social cohesion. Quantum computing is the second technology I'd like to introduce. It is a type of computing that uses quantum phenomena such as superposition, which means 0 and 1 are not always 0 and 1, and entanglement, which means two separate things are not independent. Quantum computing is able to solve certain computational problems like integer factorization and much faster than classical computing. Quantum computing is known to easily break cryptographic systems that we are using now, which means we can develop new forms of quantum cryptography which provide better protection from various cyber attacks. It also can be used to develop new chemicals, medicines, and materials. That is, we can develop through quantum computing new proteins for far more effective drug, novel electrolyte for better batteries, compound that could turn sunlight directly into a liquid fuel, and much more efficient solar cells. In terms of security, we may have to build totally new and drastically different systems of cybersecurity due to quantum computing. The third technology I would like to introduce is blockchain. Blockchain means growing blocks of transaction record that are linked through cryptography and in a decentralized form. Blockchain technology allows participants to transact directly each other without trusted third parties like banks or securities company or Uber by securing trust through technical mechanisms. Everybody who participates in the network is equal in terms of control of the transaction, even though one might have different role and impact. The technology also allows participants to determine their own rules, which govern their behaviors and manage the network. Blockchain technology offers an opportunity in that companies transform their basic functions into an autonomous form, which is called DAO. A decentralized autonomous organization, or DAO, is an organization run on top of blockchain that embed encoded rules in it. It is controlled by the members of an organization, not by a central headquarters. The financial transaction record and rules are kept on a blockchain. Please don't be confused with the DAO, which was built for venture capital funding, raised $150 million through crowdfunding in June 2016 and failed by being hacked. This failure resulted in a hard fork of Ethereum blockchain. Means, the Ethereum blockchain need to be built totally. As you can see in the picture, a DAO is equipped with cryptocurrency as the most important asset, rules and policies in a coded form, and consensus mechanisms among the members who propose and vote for new policies. It outsources tasks from contractors with using smart contract. It eliminates trusted third party in the transaction by relying on blockchain technology to simplify the transactions. The operation is very transparent and known to every member of the organization. At the moment, blockchain is used for various business and public services. Among public services, blockchain voting system is the most known. Blockchain voting system may totally change the current voting system used for elections. for which a central authority record, count, and check the vote. As you can see in the picture, citizens, while protecting their identity, can vote using individual devices which hold voting application and eventually full voting record due to the decentralized nature of the blockchain technology. The distributed voting record allows anyone to check whether all votes were cast and counted complying with the rules and procedures. This kind of voting system probably leads to more direct democracy rather than representative democracy. However, there are several limitations in applying blockchain voting system, which is very complex, including suitable devices for all citizens, easy, understandable, and trustworthy voting systems and management systems. Shoshana Zuboff, Harvard economist, wrote in a book, The Age of Surveillance Capitalism, that the platform economy causes a rapid concentration of financial power and control of communication channels, as well as knowledge and data in the hand of a small number of technology elites, which lead to increasing asymmetric influence on economic and political behaviors of citizens. Digital transformation may thus result in inequalities in wealth and influence. However, democratic systems need to support equal opportunity, inclusion, fair competition, and economic prosperity for the majority of the population, so that they are able to secure the political stability and the functioning of their institutions as designed. Therefore, as digital transformation prevails across the globe, government need to update regulations, competition rules, and supervision in order to protect the right and privacy of citizens while promoting competition among businesses. Businesses need to make sure that their business practices are compatible with constitutional right of customers and the integrity of democratic processes. Citizens must be digitally literate so that they can understand the underlying logic of digital transformation in democratic system.